portion of the EDCC meeting. I call the meeting to order and note that we have a quorum, so there's no need to co-opt. Someone to confirm the minutes of our last meeting, please.
Chairman, I'll just note Alderman Sexton is an apology.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I spoke to him earlier today when he rang me through, so that's fine. Someone to move to confirm the minutes, please. I can't see well. Is that...
That's Councillor Dutta.
I thought it might be. Thank you, Councillor Dutta. I'll put Councillor Dutta...
I'm on mute.
You're there, Alderman Zuko, I can see you. You're on mute, Marty. Hello. I appear to have just Marty on screen, so I'll keep going. So we have confirmation of the minutes. There's no supplementary items. Is there any indication of pecuniary or conflict of interest on the open agenda? There's nothing, there's no item to be transferred. And the first and only report for this afternoon's meeting is the report on the industry roundtable update. And I'll pass over to the director for that, for the purpose of a briefing, please.
Thank you, Alderman Thomas. So we have prepared a short briefing just to give some early feedback on a series of 8 industry roundtables that we held last week, which was the start of our process towards development of economic development strategy for council. As you will see from the paper, there were 8 different groups: creative, non-government, retail, commerce, tourism, hospitality, research, science and education, entrepreneurs and startups, and developers. Alderman Thomas, I'm going to assume that the paper has been read. We've highlighted some key themes that came out of each of the individual workshops, and I guess could only add that there were some consistent themes that came up through the workshops amongst participants, which was around, I guess, attracting people to the city, transport, public transport links, and in many of the forums, the issue of housing was raised, or access to housing, either as a social factor or an influencing factor in people's ability to attract and retain workforce.
Thank you. Yes, look, I attended some of those sessions, not as many as I would like to have, but yes, I heard that same issue. Was parking brought up as a fairly major item as well as housing, or was it more the recent survey that was exposed?
In some of the forums, parking was raised as an issue, yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll open the item for discussion for those present, please. I can't see your hand, so just speak at one at a time, and that'll be fine.
Just 2 questions.
Thank you.
Question number 1, with regards to parking, if it was brought up, would you know if it was as bad as what we had in the survey? Question 1. And question number 2, with regards to attracting people, how will that come about? How will we attract?
Oh, okay. So look, at this stage, so the next steps for us, we're just spending a little bit of time as a team working out the process for developing the economic strategy. So we're proposing to work on 2 levels, I guess. One is the more longer term strategy, because the proposed timeframe for this strategy is 10 years. And then the other is in, I guess, the shorter term, some, I guess, more immediate interventions that we can look at to see what things we can explore to attract people back into the city. Without prejudice at this stage, there's a number of things we're thinking about around, you know, some marketing campaigns, some options that we can look at in the parking space, but really with a flavour towards attracting people back into the city and sending that message that it's a destination and it's open for business.
Thank you. Can I pass the floor to Councillor Fox? Have you got questions of the officers, please? Hello, Councillor Fox, have you got anything?
Yeah.
I think that's a no.
No questions,
Oh,
Chair.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Alderman Zuko. Alderman Zuko?
Yes, I'm getting there. No questions. I'm fine.
Thank you. Could we have an idea? Look, one thing that I had a meeting with the department earlier this week, and I suggested, and I'd be interested in people's agreement or otherwise, that everyone in this room has got a significant interest in certain areas of the economic development portfolio, whether it be arts and culture in terms of Alderman Sexton, in terms of hospitality and other things in terms of Alderman Zuko, and so on. Is there a value, does the committee think, that we actually get a little bit more involved with the development of the strategy, that people become in some way champions of a particular part of the economic development portfolio, so they can sound perhaps other aldermen and councillors out during the preparation, but actually help and be more involved in the development of the product that goes to council? I'll just open it up for discussion.
Mr. Chair, I've always felt that when we got these things here, it's far better to allow the industry people to work it out without our involvement. Just give you that. The reality is, if I become involved, I'm putting in some of my influence into it. I'd like to see what they come up with, and I think the recent survey where we had the survey on both the residential sector and the business sector in regards to what they wanted was a prime example of none of us were involved, and it was the community telling us what they perceive us to be, and that's the way I would prefer it. Mind you, I believe, a lot of us could assist them and provide input, but, it's good for it to come from the industry itself. That's my view.
Thank you very much. Has anybody got a different or a complementary view to that? Councillor Dutton?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'm just thinking aloud in here, and I may be totally out of order, but please bear with me and tell me if I am. Now, I went to this forum a few days ago, which I found it very interesting. And in that forum with the international education, I found out there's about $600 million per year that the international students contribute towards our economy. So my question is, and my point is it worthwhile also to be looking at the development strategies with regards to economy in the context of international students or in Hobart?
Well, I'll put it to the agency, but I would say very, very clearly and categorically, yes, it is. But over to the agency, to the department.
That is very much part of our thinking. So whilst in the first instance, we've done an early consultation with some sector representative groups, there is much more engagement planned with industry, and some of the things we'll be testing some of the, the big opportunities for us, and international students is very much part of that thinking and part of the exploration. But I would be happy to provide an update to this committee once we've had more of an opportunity to firm up the plan of how we're proposing to develop this strategy and the people that we're proposing to consult with.
Thank you very much. Councillor Fox, any comment? Okay. So I'll move now. Sorry, Councillor Fox, you've got something there, sorry.
No, that's fine, thank you.
No, please, if it's on the international education aspect or any aspect, please.
Oh, yeah, no, I certainly do think the international student aspect should be included. And I also agree with Marty that I just think it's not appropriate for us to be involved in the development of a strategic plan in this manner. So.
Okay, thank you for that. The items, if someone could move to accept and note that report, please.
Insofar as what Councillor Cox just said, has that been added in about the uni students? Because I think the way what's happening with the uni, they're going to play a more role. So if there's a representative there, I think it needs to be an amendment. So I just suggest to Councillor Fox, she moves it as an amendment, because I can't really see it there unless I'm blind.
So the amendment, can you, is there amendment something like take into account and reflect the international student activity in the city from both university and private colleges?
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate.
Thank you. Well, based on that amendment, first of all, maybe we should vote on the amendment formally. Are we all in favour of that being included?
Yeah.
Yes, who moved the motion?
No one has yet, Marty.
Okay, well, I'm happy to move the motion with all that included, so someone's got to move it. There you go. All right.
All right, so it's moved with that included. I'll put the motion to the vote. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Thank you. Item 7 is committee action status report. Someone can move it, please.
I do.
Thank you.
Move,
Councillor
receive and
O'Connor.
note.
Thank you. Moved and accepted. Thank you. Number 8 is responses to questions without notice, simply for noting. Do we need to
Move, receive and note.
receive? Thank you. Questions without notice, item 9. No questions without notice for the open portion?
No.
No.
All right, we'll now move to the close. If we can just have a